Hello everyone! Today we're going to talk about what is a data structure. This tutorial is a part of the Data Structures and Algorithm class. What is a data structure? A data structure is a specific structure that we store the data in order to query it later. This part is the most important part, to query it later. The speed or the time complexity of querying the data is the most important factor when we choose what kind of structure we want to store our data in. Let's have a look at this example to see how the way we choose what data structure affects the speed, how we're gonna query it later. In this example, we're gonna store a million numbers with two data structures, array and set. Then we're gonna check if a given number is stored and compare the checking speed of array and set. The number I want to check is 1 million. I will initialize my array, which contains the number from 0 to a million. I will also create a set contain number from 0 to a million. If I print them out, the set look like this, from 0 to a million. And the array is gonna look like this, also from 0 to a million. Now I will measure the time to check if the number a million is within the array. And I will also perform the same measuring while checking the number is within the set. And if I run this, it gives me the time to check if a number is in an array is 2.236 milliseconds. And the time to check if the number is in the set is 0.011 millisecond. These two numbers might vary a little bit after different runs. But you can see overall, checking if a number is within an array is 200 times longer than checking the number if it's in a set. This is because the search operation in set has O1 code complexity, and the search operation in array has ON code complexity. Different data structures will have its own advantage in different operations. For example, with array, you can access an element with O1 complexity, and with set, you can search if an element is in the set with O1 complexity. Throughout our class, we will learn about 10 most frequently used data structures. So what do we need to remember when learning a new data structure? It's actually very simple. First, we need to know how the data looks like. Print it out. For example, for this one, print the array out or print the set out. Second, you need to know how to do some operations in this data. And these operations are insert, delete, access, and search. And lastly, we need to know how fast, the time complexity advantage, to do these operations on the data structure. This is a simple example to initialize the data structure, to add more data into it, and to print it out to see how it looks like. And the last one is to remember the time complexity of these operations on the data structure. The O1 complexity is the time advantage of a data structure over the others. In your daily work, you might use one or a combination of multiple data structures to compose your program, so it can have the best optimal time and space complexity. You might ask, why are there so many data structures? There are hundreds of them. Well, the answer is simple. We need them all. It's because the software has touched every aspect of human life, such as finance, manufacturing, agriculture, design, artificial intelligence, and so on. For each of the fields, we need data structure that best suited for them. Because as we have learned above, each data structure has its own advantage. That is O1 operations. But luckily, you don't have to learn all of them. You only need to learn 10 of the most frequently used data structures. That is good enough to help you to solve 90% of your daily problems. And the rest of it, only learn when you need to. I also want to take the chance to talk about the trade-off between space and time complexity. Usually, improved time complexity will require more space, and vice versa. There is always this trade-off. Faster time usually requires more space, and lesser space usually requires longer time. We will discuss about this more in algorithm tutorials. That's it for today's tutorial. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.